Good afternoon and welcome to the 2025 Virtual University and Degree Information Fair. This week-long event highlights diploma to degree pathways for Seneca Polytechnic graduates with our partner institutions. My name is Samantha and I am a Pathways Advisor with the Academic Pathways Office. Today we're excited to have Ashley and Jessica from the University of Windsor here to share more about the opportunities available with them for our students. They'll start with a short presentation and then we'll return for a Q&A session. Just a quick reminder that all sessions this week are being recorded, so if you miss any, you'll have the chance to watch them on our YouTube page. So I will be passing it over now to Jessica and Ashley.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today at Seneca's Virtual University and Degree Fair. We're really excited to be telling you more about our university. So to begin, I'd like to start with our land acknowledgement here at the University of Windsor. So the University of Windsor sits on the traditional territory of the Three Fires Confederacy of First Nations, comprised of the Ojibwa, the Odawa, and the Potawatomi. In making this land acknowledgement, we recognize our obligation to continue to do the work to address systemic and historic injustices. As an enrollments advisor here at the university, I recognize my responsibility to address historic injustices within education. Beyond supporting prospective students like yourselves, my role involves advocating for an inclusive environment that honors Indigenous cultures and histories. I actively engage in ongoing learning to better support Indigenous students and contribute to dismantling systemic barriers. I welcome others to join me on this journey, ensuring that our university is a place where diversity is celebrated and every student can thrive. So over the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to be focusing on a few things here during our presentation. First, we'll give you a quick introduction to myself as well as my colleague, Ashley. I'll introduce some of our transfer pathways to you that relate to you here as a Seneca student. I'll also discuss some of our application steps and provide an overview of our upcoming events, including a transfer-specific event that we're really excited about. To cap things off, we'll finish it off with a live Q&A where we'll answer some of your questions that you have. So as I've mentioned briefly, my name is Jessica. I use she and her pronouns. I'm an enrollments advisor here at the University of Windsor. I'm a former varsity women's hockey player and have a Bachelor of Arts in degree in English and History. And I recently completed my MBA with a focus on sustainability. A major part of my role is transfer recruitment, which means that I get the opportunity to talk to you about your options, answer your questions, and connect you to our faculty, staff, and community, and more. I'm now going to pass it over to Ashley to introduce herself for a couple of seconds. Go ahead, Ash.
Thanks, Jessica. As Jessica mentioned, my name is Ashley Quinton. I am the International Enrollment Advisor for students, onshore students, so students within North America. I am there to answer your questions in terms of admission, study permit, visa questions, anything related to additional things that you may need to submit with the application, like language assessments, official transcripts. Here to answer your questions. I'm also a proud alum of communication, media, and film, and formerly a transfer student as well. So familiar with that process from a personal perspective as well. Thanks, Jessica.
Awesome. Thanks so much. As you can see on the screen, both of our emails are listed, and I know this is being recorded. So for those of you who are watching at a later date, I'm sure you can see our emails and write them down. But if you do need them here while you're live with us today, let us know in the chat afterwards, and we're happy to share them with you, or I can pull this slide back up as well. So now that you know a little bit about us, let me tell you about the University of Windsor. UWindsor is located in Windsor, Ontario, which is right along the beautiful Detroit River, which offers over 5 kilometers of waterfront, which is just a short walk from our campus. We are about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive from the GTA, depending on where you're leaving from. And our main campus takes up only a few city blocks, which is ideal for walking or biking if you want to enjoy the beautiful weather. Speaking of weather, Windsor is Canada's southernmost city, which has some of the country's best weather. I know myself, located here in the GTA, we are going through a very cold spell, but on average, Windsor's weather is usually 2 to 3 degrees warmer at least. So it really gives you that opportunity to be a little bit closer to some warmer weather if you prefer that. Now, being located at the intersection of North America, we give our students the best of both worlds, a safe, small town school with big city amenities right at your fingertips during your studies. We have close to 18,000 full and part-time undergraduate and graduate students that call our university home. And we have a very diverse student body, with 30% of our students coming from nearly 100 different countries. Academically, we offer over 190 different undergraduate programs, as well as 65 graduate programs and 6 professional programs. And we have on average a 29-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which means that you are going to have the opportunity to really get to know your world-class professors that you are learning from. And this is one of the best student to faculty ratios in all of Ontario. Now, today you are here to learn about how you can further your education after the completion of your diploma. So let me tell you a little bit more about what we offer to you academically. First, let's start at looking at the different pathways that we have. We have a degree completion pathway options as well as transfer credit options. A degree completion recognizes the completion of a college diploma or university degree and grants admission into the upper year of that specific University of Windsor program, leaving you with a set number of course requirements needed to complete your degree. For example, maybe you've completed a 3-year diploma in business and now you want to pursue a business degree at the university. We offer a 20-course degree completion option for students who've completed that 3-year diploma, meaning that you will complete roughly 2 years of school at our university when you graduate. Now, transfer credit options, on the other hand, this is university or college courses that are completed at another institution and applied toward the requirement of a degree at a different post-secondary institution. So what this means is maybe, for example, you are interested in our Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and have completed a 2-year social service worker diploma. We would typically offer a minimum of 10 transfer credits as a course-to-course transfers credit. At the point of admission, our admissions team would reach out to you and let you know how many of your courses will transfer over into our psychology degree, and then you'll work with an academic advisor to understand how these will fit into your degree program. Now, when it comes to these types of credits transfers as well as degree completions, we do have minimum requirements and they do fluctuate depending on the program. So if you have a question about a specific program, we're happy to answer those as well. So those were 2 just quick examples of the pathways that we offer. Many of our pathways and agreements are found in the highlighted faculties on your screen, like our ODET School of Business, Faculty of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, Engineering, Human Kinetics, and Science. Our Faculty of Nursing does offer the possibility of transfer credits, but they're a little bit more limited. So I'd be happy to answer more questions specifically about that if you have them as well too. Now, when it comes to our Faculty of Law, as well as our Faculty of Education, to get into these faculties, you will require a university degree or an undergraduate degree. These can be either a general or an honors degree. For something like law, you could have a degree in anything. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. For something like education, it would be more towards what you're looking to teach. So for example, if you're looking to teach history, you should have a history degree. These are something called teachables. And again, we're happy to answer those questions. Now, when it comes to some of those more direct pathways, regardless of where you are in those in your academic path, my job and Ashley's job is to help you pick from the 190 different options that we offer across our 8 different undergraduate faculties. We make that sound pretty easy, but sometimes it can be tricky. So that's why we're here to help you. When it comes to our ODET School of Business, like I mentioned already, we do have that degree completion option. This is available for both 2-year diplomas as well as 3-year diplomas. We also offer a pathway for students who've completed a bachelor's degree in a completely other different area outside of business. So if that fits your boat, please let us know and we're happy to chat more. When it comes to something like our Faculty of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, this is where you're going to find some of our more of our arts-focused programs, whether it be the creative arts or even the humanities, social sciences, and professional studies. So for some of these, typically students who have a 2- or 3-year diploma are looking to apply to something like psychology, social work, liberal arts, and professional studies. We offer both general degrees as well as honors degrees. When it comes to our Faculty of Engineering, we offer degree completion options for students who've earned a 3-year advanced diploma in technology. This could be our pathways lead into things like general engineering, biomedical engineering, mechatronics, mechanical, and civil engineering as well. With our Faculty of Human Kinetics, although we don't have a specific agreement in place for Seneca, we do have pathways into our 2 programs, which are Sport Management and Leadership, as well as Kinesiology and Health Studies degree. We're happy to chat a little bit more about some of those course-to-course transfers since we don't have a direct pathway from Seneca, like I mentioned. Last but not least is our Faculty of Science. This one has a little bit more, I don't want to say intricate, but maybe intricate pathways into specific programs. So it feels like a long list, and I don't have enough time to go through every single pathway that we offer, but we do have a number of 2+2 pathways or even 3+1. So a 2+2 means that you're doing a 2-year diploma, and then you would come to Windsor for a 2-year upgrade into a degree. For example, this would be our degree from a pathway into our diploma in police foundations. You can earn a combined Bachelor of Arts in Forensics, applied forensic science stream. Mouthful, I know, but basically it's a forensic science degree that's combined with our Bachelor of Arts. So for students who've completed a 2-year police foundations program, you would apply into said degree, and it would be a 2+2 model, which means that you would go into 2 years of school here at the university and you would graduate with that degree. We offer the same kind of thing for our Bachelor of Applied Environmental Sciences for anyone who's completed a 2-year related diploma in environment. We do also have a 3+1, which would be a 3-year diploma for students who've completed the Chemical Laboratory Technology Diploma. We offer a 3+1, so 1 year at our university to finish your applied chemistry degree. So those are just some quick examples when it comes to some of the different options that we have. Now, a common question that I receive from students that are located in the GTA is if our courses are offered online. Here at the university, a majority of our courses are offered entirely in person. We have a small number of classes that are online each semester, but not enough to complete an entire degree online. So if you're considering the University of Windsor, it's best to also consider the fact that you would probably be moving to the university or within the surrounding areas of the university for the length of your completion of your degree. Now, once you've decided which program or programs that you're interested in, the next thing that you're going to do is think about applying to the university. You must apply to the university in order to be assessed for any transfer credits. Unfortunately, we don't offer any pre-assessments, but we do have a few tools that I'm going to highlight for you that'll help you with that application process and learn a little bit more about what to expect once you apply. So first and foremost, the number one thing that I always recommend students take a look at is our future student website dedicated to transfer students. This is a resource that is completely dedicated to you as a transfer student. It is one that I strongly recommend bookmarking for future use, and we'll also put this in the chat afterwards for you as well. Now, when it comes to applying, there are a few steps that you need to follow when you're applying to the university, and these are really important things to consider when you're thinking about applying to us. So first and foremost is starting with reviewing our transfer pathways and course equivalency database. Remember that when we said that we're here to help you pick from 190 different programs, this is our cheat sheet. So we're giving you insider knowledge on what we use to help you. So it's a really good tool for you for sure. Midway down the page on our transfer website, you're going to see our transfer pathways and agreements. This is where you can use our search bar to type in the program and to see what pathways are offered to you. This is an example of that social service worker diploma that I mentioned a little bit earlier on. You'll see that this agreement that we have in place offers roughly 10 transfer credits, and that's why it has that little TC located beside 10 transfer credits, because it's a transfer credit agreement. This is a great place to start when you're trying to see how your previous education might fit into a degree program, as well as looking at the academic requirements. Like I mentioned earlier, they do fluctuate per program. On average, you're going to see that we're going to need at least a 70% or a B or a 3.0. Depending on the program you're applying to, it might be a little bit higher, but for the most part, it's around 70%. For those of you who might be switching from university credits or a college diploma, maybe doesn't have a direct pathway to our university, a really great tool to use is our course equivalency database. Here you're going to be able to key in your previous school that you have completed to see if it's already been pre-assessed at our university. It'll generate any credits in our database that have already been assessed to give you an idea of what may or may not transfer over. Keep in mind that this is a live database, so it's updated as we assess transfer credits. So if you're maybe in a newer diploma program, or maybe someone has not transferred credits from the diploma that you're taking, you may not see these courses pop up right away, but there's still a chance that if your courses are not there, they could still be transferred over to the university. So don't worry too much about that. It's still assessed in the admission process. Now, moving on to step 2, that is where you will apply to the University of Windsor. The recommended timeline for applications is listed on the screen. And for a quick overview, November 1st is when we're looking for winter admission, March 1st for spring admission, and May 1st for fall admission. So if you're in the process of completing your diploma program right now, you can apply at any point, but we do recommend applying for May 1st if you're looking for our fall admission. Keep in mind that some programs do have different deadlines. For example, our nursing faculty only admits students into September, and they have a March 1st deadline. So if you have something specific like that you're looking for, definitely let us know. We're here to help. In terms of fees, it'll cost $156 to apply, and we do require a $75 supplemental fee in addition to this. This is for assessing your transcripts, as your transfer credits will also be automatically assessed in the transfer and admission process. Now, when it comes to step 3, this is where you'll complete your application. This is which means that once you have submitted your application through the OUAC, you are going to receive an acknowledgement email from the university, which confirms your student ID and PIN. Then you'll activate your UWIN ID, and you'll be able to check your application status there. The really, really important thing to keep in mind is to make sure that all of your transcripts for secondary and post-secondary activities have been attached to the application. You can confirm this by looking at your to-do list on your UInsight student portal. Now, one of the most common questions that I receive is about transcripts. If you're in the process of completing your diploma right now, we will still require your transcripts in order to assess your application. As soon as you have registered for your final classes in your diploma, you can submit that transcript at any point so that we can see what classes you have taken and what you are about to take or complete. We can offer you a conditional offer of admission, which may include finishing some of those courses with a certain average, but without your transcripts, this can't happen. So please ensure that your transcripts are sent over right away after you apply. Now, the last steps are steps 4 and 5, and this is where you're going to be tracking your application. Now, keep in mind that our initial assessment is based on our course equivalency database. So if some of those courses are already in that equivalency database, we might be able to reach out to you with an offer and tell you how many transfer credits are coming over. For courses that have not been previously equated, you may be required to submit something like an institutionally prepared outline or syllabus. So this is something that I'd recommend preparing if you don't see those courses in our course equivalency database. That might be looking back at previous semesters or even just saving some of the documents that you have on hand right now. When it comes to minimum requirements, we do require at least a 60% in university level courses or 70% in college level / diploma courses when it comes to transfer credit. Transfer credit results will be available to you on your UInsight student portal, and then you'll work with that academic advisor to see how they fit into your degree program as well. Moving on quickly, so those are just the steps on how to apply. I know it's a lot to take in, but those are some of those key steps that you need in order to look at the way that your previous education is going to fit into one of our degree programs here at the university. So what I'll do now is chat quickly about some of those scholarship and award opportunities that we have. From a financial aid and scholarship perspective, we understand that finances are definitely a concern, especially when it comes to possibly moving over towards the University of Windsor. We offer $14 million in scholarships, bursaries, and awards to our students annually. We do also offer a really great tool on our website called your UWin Awards Profile. Once you build this profile, it'll automatically filter all of the awards, scholarships, and bursaries that you are eligible for. This takes away from having to skim through hundreds of postings to figure out which ones that you can apply for. Some of the postings on that website may require simply for you to click a button that says apply. Other times you might require a letter of reference or even a personal statement. But I'm sure being a student right now, understanding maybe taking a few minutes to go through some of those little steps goes a long way when it comes to getting some money towards your education. One scholarship that I'd love to highlight for you is our transfer student scholarship. This one does require an application. If I'm not mistaken, it's just a simple click of the button, but it's a one-time scholarship for incoming transfer students. If you transfer at least a minimum of 3 transfer credits, you'd be eligible for a $500 or $1,000 scholarship, depending on your cumulative average from your diploma, whether you're sitting at an 80 to an 84.9 or 85% or higher, as you can see on that screen. So there's some of the really great things to consider when it comes to our scholarships and awards. Now, before I move over to our Q&A, I do want to take a moment to invite you to our event that's happening on Thursday, February 27th. So it's coming up just over a month from now. We are offering a virtual lunch and learn opportunity where you will hear from our faculty experts on our transfer pathways to our university. So I know that you heard from me today. Maybe you're watching live, maybe you're watching a little bit later on demand. Hopefully you're watching it before February 27th so you can come join us. But this is a really great way to speak directly to faculty experts. Ashley and myself can tell you a little bit about how to apply, what programs we offer, but when it comes to hearing from the people that you're going to be learning from, that makes a difference. And that's why we're hosting this event. So we really hope that you'll be able to join us. We'll be offering a faculty panel for the first hour where you'll be hearing from each of our faculties directly. And then the last 30 minutes will be breakout rooms where you can go right into a room with your faculty partner and be able to hear from them and answer your questions in a one-on-one format or even in a small group format. So we really strongly recommend that you come and join us at this event. It'll be a really, really great one. If this event doesn't work for you, maybe you're looking for more in-person opportunities. I don't know if I mentioned it, but that one is online. So if I didn't say it out loud, it's online, which is really great. But for more in-person opportunities, we do have some March break options that'll be coming up very shortly. I can tell you right now that we will have transfer-specific tours. So if you're looking for an in-person tour, I strongly recommend coming to join us during March break, but we'll give you some more information a bit later on down the line. We do also have our spring open house that is scheduled on April 5th, as well as the virtual open day on May 5th. So those are two great ways to learn from some more faculty specific opportunities, as well as getting to be on our campus. Last but not least, we do offer campus tours both virtually as well as in person. So those are some great ways, again, to hear from or to see our campus, as well as hear from our current students as well, too. So that's it in terms of the presentation. I know it was short and sweet, but hopefully that helps understanding a little bit more about the University of Windsor and what we offer. And we'll be moving over to Q&A right now. As we go into the Q&A, I am going to leave our transfer event on the screen so that you can register for that as well. But I'll open the floor to some Q&A.
Thank you so much. That was an extremely informative presentation. So we do have a few questions. So one of the questions is what if my GPA is not a 3.0? Could I still apply?
That's a great question. So it really does depend on the program that you're applying to. Typically, 3.0 is one of our hard cutoffs. So if a student is not at a 3.0, if a student is very close, so let's say we're at like a 2.9, for example, maybe you could apply. I would say I usually recommend that students will go and upgrade courses back at the college that they are completing in. So at Seneca, for example, upgrade the courses that are needed to get it to that 3.0, only because it's costly to apply. So I would never want someone to apply, pay $156 plus $75 for an application fee to find out that they aren't admissible. I would strongly recommend getting those grades updated and being at that 3.0 when applying, simply because of the demand in some of those programs and the limited number of seats that are available for transfer students in a given year.
Great. Second question we have is, will I have to complete any English language proficiency exam if I've completed a pathway?
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I can step in there. So yes, if your first language is not English and you have not completed post-secondary school for longer than 3 years, typically you would have to take a language assessment. To be qualified for the application part. There are some other exemptions. And happy to walk through some of those. I can provide the link as well that breaks down some of those further exemptions.
And so, Ash, just to confirm, if someone has completed a 3-year diploma, they would not need to do an English language proficiency?
Yes, you would be exempt with that.
Okay. Perfect.
Great, thank you. I'm just gonna give it another second to see if any more questions come in. I'm not really seeing any. Your presentation definitely was extremely informative, so I'm sure that they got all the answers that they needed. So I just want to thank you, for taking the time to come and speak with our students.
Yeah, I do see someone has their hand up. Jonathan?
Oh, yeah.
No worries.
You know what? Because we're a small group, if Jonathan's comfortable, I don't mind taking him, unmuting him and allowing him to speak if you're okay with that.
That works for us.
Perfect. Let me just unmute him. Oh, you know what?
I unmuted.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. And Jonathan said they're okay. Never mind.
I'm okay. Jonathan?
Yeah, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Good afternoon, ladies. My question is, does the U of W have a programs, have a office admin executive program that's sort of like similar to what I'm taking right now at Seneca Polytechnic?
From an office admin standpoint, we don't have a program specific to that. Uh, we would have business administration, which wouldn't be exactly like that. It would be obviously a little bit more focused on the business side, but that would be something that you could work towards to kind of couple with your diploma that you have right now to kind of allow you to understand a little bit more of that business perspective. If you are looking more for, um, I'm trying to think about if there's anything else that's kind of related to that. We do have some writing programs. So if you were thinking like creative writing, that sort of thing, possibly, but from like a executive business or executive administration, I would definitely say business is probably the best bet from my perspective.
Okay, then, perfect. Thank you very
Yeah,
much, Jess, and thank you
no
everyone
problem.
else.
Of course.
Thank you so much for that, Jessica. So I'm just, again, looking at the chat quickly, and it doesn't look like we have any more questions. So again, thank you so much for taking the time and just coming and speaking with our students and answering all of their questions.
Awesome. Of course. Thanks so much for having us.
Okay, I hope you have a great day.
You too.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.